it's sort of an extra day rest than what you normally get in these situations. The Tuesday, Sunday thing should help us both in terms of, the likes of Canate, give him a bit more opportunity. We're just up for all of them, really. A few of them will have played 120 minutes, quite a few of them, everyone was on the pitch, put a fair amount in, put everything in, and so that will sort of help us a little bit, but also mentally maybe just sort of clear the mind. I was, there at the exit yesterday, and everyone was a bit like, like we were, you know what I mean, like everyone was, but just an extra day to sort of push it out your mind, but it should help us as well. But I think there will be a real determination to make the most out of Sunday. I think there will be anyway, but especially with sort of going out, and this team have bounced back well this season, and it's been one of the positive things about them.
They have, and I think there will be last year's memories will probably come in handy here, because on the one hand, on the negative side, they're aware of the fact that one cup defeat turned into two cup defeats, turned into the beginning of the big wobble, and they'll be very determined to not put that in. And also, last year's League Cup final, a lot of the players who are going to be playing weren't able to play last year because they were injured, and they saw all the celebrations happen, and they saw the young lads go out there and win it for them. They're like, well, we want to put our mark down. We want to make a contribution to Liverpool winning a trophy. So I'd like to think that determination will help them. But also, in terms of just the mental prowess of so many members of this squad, I think that, going back to West's point about the pressure being higher on Newcastle, I think that Liverpool would be a lot better placed to recover from going a goal behind than Newcastle would. I think if Liverpool scored the first goal, Newcastle suddenly start thinking, uh-oh, are we here again? Are we going to disappoint on the big stage once again? Whereas, as Beth mentioned, Liverpool have come back from behind. Liverpool have done so many different ways of finding a way to win a football game this season. They'll be like, okay, let everyone stay calm. We can just go again. We've got the talent there. I'm fascinated by what he does with this forward line.
Yeah.
Really fascinated, because I don't know how he judges what is a good performance. Does he judge by how the players are doing? Does he judge by looking at the centre-backs of Newcastle and thinking, what do they least want to deal with? Because personally, I feel like Dan Burn would probably fancy playing against Nunez, and less so against Jota, perhaps. But then you think about, well, maybe the Diaz centre-forward thing comes back into it if Gakpo is fit. Because, again, you think that maybe they don't want that. But then the flip side of that is that Diaz had actually a really good game running at Newcastle from the left wing in the league game, and they're going to have 34-year-old Kieran Trippier playing a right back. So you think, well, maybe you want someone like Diaz running at him, turning him inside out a little bit. So there are so many different permutations. Well,
there's the extra midfielder as well, which you haven't mentioned, which he's done, that he could maybe do it and think, well, I'll have Szoboszlai running. So I don't think he'll go with that, but he might.
It's a possibility. I mean, obviously, the only issue with that is that, again, if it goes the distance...
Yeah, who's your midfielder sub?
Yeah, that's... there's potentially Harvey, obviously, but as we've said, Harvey only really comes into one position, and we haven't really seen that much flexibility with the other midfielders. I mean, Curtis has sometimes played more advanced and
I thought he'd have played more six, though.
Yeah, I do. And we'll have to wait and see whether or not that comes into play in this game. But yeah, I think there's a part of me that's like, if we're going to be down to what amounts to our fourth choice right back, I'm really glad Andy Gordon's not playing. Yeah. And that's no disrespect to
Jello Quansah is as well. Jello Quansah be like, no offence taken, meeting.
And like, that's not no disrespect to Harvey Barnes, who is on his day a good right player and a goal threat. I just think that the way that Gordon's able to attack the weaknesses, or basically just be very streetwise and just, put himself in the worst position for a defender to have to deal with, I think having taken that out of the equation is going to make it easier. But I've got full confidence in Jarrell. I think that he's second half of the season, he's been getting better and better. So I feel like this could be the day where he really crowns that and really turns the narrative from the first day of the season, where it looked like it wasn't going his way.
He was very assured when he came on against PSG. I thought Quansah. I thought he did a really good little cameo there.
I think it will be a different sort of game, though, won't it? Like there's I think you come on and with a sense of purpose and stuff like that. But in a game where you'd expect Liverpool to have more of the ball, in a game where you sort of start and sometimes it's better not to be able to think about it. You're just suddenly in there and you're like, okay, well, I'm just in a mad game, and you just sort of tackle it. You'll have all week to sort of think about it, and which can be a positive, but also can occasionally be a little bit of a negative here. Listen, I'm not writing him off, and he's the guy who's going to play there, and hopefully he does well. But I think it's a different sort of game, this for Quansah, and I think I think you'll see a little bit more of the ball, and there'll be a little bit more maybe reliance on him to contribute from an attacking point of view as well.
I'm kind of hoping that's not the case, because I know when we played against Newcastle at St James's Park, that was kind of the challenge that we had. The ball went to him and it kind of fizzled away and stuff like that. So I'm hoping with a bigger Wembley pitch, a bit more space for Mo and maybe Diaz or Gakpo running wide, that he's able to pass that ball around and let someone else do that work, and he can just concentrate on having a good day defending.
What would you do up top?
There's something about this season and the way that he keeps getting ripped apart by everyone, including our fans, that tells me that this could be the final where Darwin Nunez scores a brace to win the cup. I don't know what it is. It just, even when he missed a pen the other day, and there's something about it. It just feels like he likes scoring against Newcastle. I'm not sure. Dan Burn obviously likes fighting against anyone, the big dope, but I'm not sure if he can. I'm not sure if he'll be able to keep up with his pace. I think maybe we could drop one over the top of him and he can get a couple. So I would personally be starting Darwin, but I'm a massive Darwin fan, in contradiction to many people on the pod.
What would you do, Beth?
I would also start him.
Yes.
I would have started him against PSG, actually. I think because Jota really struggled. He wasn't on his own by any means, but I think in the away leg just didn't really offer an awful lot.
It was a real surprise to me he picked the same front three as PSG away.
Yeah, I thought if he was going to do anything, maybe he'd do the midfield thing. I was really surprised to see Jota start. I think Nunez, when he came on, he didn't get long against PSG away from home, but he obviously sets up the goal, and just automatically I just think Liverpool looked more of a threat.